What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, everybody. Um, Keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. Ladies, y'all all right? Brothers, how y'all feel? All right. Um, I know nobody's in this live right now. That's fine. Um, I'm emotional today, so I'm just gonna go in and spill it. Um, I know that even though we get older, one of the things we take for granted is, I guess, memories. Sometimes when we cry, we think it's always just a bad cry. Sometimes the tears that we shed are good. And the purpose of this live is to remind myself to keep on moving. Even though I have, and I feel like I've been maintaining that part of my life thus far, um, I I do some things called music formations, where if I have a song that I'm listening to, I kind of write down my emotions and what I feel, and it's a way for me to journal and an easy way for people who easily get distracted or feel like they can't focus long enough to write something down. I think this is going to get banned anyway for the music in the background, but I just was listening to the songs Keep On Moving by Soul to Soul, and it just reminded me so much of my mom and how today's like August the 2nd and her birthday's coming up and she's not here anymore, and that anniversary date is coming up also. So instead of crying like I really want to, and I feel like I should, but the internet's not supposed to be a place for people to do that. But I planned on coming on here to cry though, for real. But I did turn stop crying because I was like, all right, whatever. But I wanted to talk about my mom and her being the inspiration for me starting YouTube. Um, I went on the road and I started living in an RV, and that's like part of the story, but not all of it. But my mom was the inspiration behind it. So since this month means so much to me because of all the travel I did, and when we started, I just I'm reminded of how important it is to keep moving. I know when we first started on the journey, it was so difficult, and like we always say, people who um, look at it on the internet, it looks all glitzy and glamorous, like, oh yeah, so much fun, living on the road. We're at the beach every day. We went to the beach, but we weren't there every day. We lived on the road, but we weren't without electricity often. It was a different experience. And with that being said, it reminded me to speak about the importance of keeping it moving. um, when we first started like really getting into our groove and learning how to manage our travel, and the hitching, the unhitching, the sewer, the water, all of the drama that was included in the beautiful view of in a distant view of our videos and whatever we talk about, we're living on the road. um, After we got in, and we settled everything on outside level, the trailer, based on whatever spot we chose, um, hooked everything up, went inside, turned the air on, we're in here getting, taking any of the movable items that may fall during travel, we're putting those things back, and, plugging up the television, getting the cable going, and setting up the bathroom all over again. And it was like every day was literally different. There was never a day that was actually the same. And you know how we all say that about life, but you know how when you have your 9 to 5, you go to work, and you see the same clients, and it's not the same. You might have someone that's really mean one day, you may have someone that's extremely nice, but each day is going to be kind of similar in the fact that you're going to be there from 8 o'clock, you're going to leave at 5, and you're going to have a lunch at 12, and you're going to take your 15-minute break or whatever your typical schedule is like. But while we had that same setup while we were on the road, we always remember to remind ourselves that we're only here for a short time. So, we never made anything too permanent. And it was like, 21 days we're at one location, and then we're moving on to another location for 2 weeks. And that was like just as exciting but disappointing sometimes, because some days you're just like, the weather's not great. It's super hot. It's raining, and you don't feel like moving that day. But when your time comes for you to move, you just got to get out that spot and keep it moving so somebody else can get into the same space, or someone can exit, and the availability frees up for someone to come in regardless if they use that same space or not. So it's important that we find places and spaces to dig out that stuff we've been hiding, that's within us, that we kind of push away as you get older. You stop having fun, you don't laugh as much because you're not a kid anymore, you're an adult. And it's so important, I think, for everyone to stop reminding ourselves about our trauma and just trying to relive ourselves without the trauma. Why not try to do that? You know how we always say, write down the letter to your younger self. You got to live those phases out again if you're unhappy. And why not do it every day? Why not take an opportunity to like literally dance in the rain? Why not enjoy the beauty of, the sunshine, the fresh air? And it's like we take those things for granted so much. And now that my living situation has changed and we're no longer living on the road, those things mean so much more. But it still reminds us every day that you just got to keep moving. And after losing my mom, moving was not a part of the plan, of course, as anyone would be, or grieving a parent. But the last thing I wanted to do was to feel sad. And I felt like I was not allowed the opportunity because she reminded me each day to just keep on moving. You got to get up. Yes, I'm going, I'm still not here. Yes, it's going to be a little sad. Yeah, today might be hard, but you just got to keep on moving. And the thing about that situation that was so difficult to keep moving was that it wasn't traditional. I wasn't in control. You know how when you live in a rented apartment or something, you live in that place and you pay rent, but you don't move. You stay there. And from time to time, if you decide, well, I don't want to live here anymore, I want to move to another place, you do that. But typically, you don't move a lot, right? You stay in that one place. Well, when you are in a position of getting up every day and knowing that it's a possibility you may have water, it's a possibility you may not have water, it's a possibility you may have electricity, and you just got to go with the flow. There's no stopping. So when you live in an apartment, you have your electricities, you have your utilities, and they typically work for the most part. Every so often you may have a shortage, an outage in your community, a weather storm, an ice storm, or something. But when you're living in a camping environment and you're off grid and you are moving from location to location, nothing is ever certain. You literally have to just pick up. You can go to a Walmart and think you're going to camp out for the evening, and you can find out that it's too close to the highway, so it's so loud you can't concentrate, or you're not going to be able to sleep. So you got to what? Pick up and keep on moving. go find another spot. If the water's not working on a campground and you can't get a shower, then where you gotta go? To the Publix. We might have to take a little wash up there. You gotta keep on moving. And it's so unfortunate that like a lot of us feel like we're in control of our lives by going to a 9 to 5 every day, and you're really not. You're more controlled in that environment than anywhere else. Because even though I didn't work a 9 to 5, the journey that I took each and every day was more meaningful to me personally than I feel like anything else would be. And because of that, I didn't have the time to learn about a job. I didn't care to learn about a career. What I was learning was how to learn myself, love myself, miss my mom, grieve her, grieve her as a little girl, grieve her as a teenager, allow myself to grieve her as a young woman, as an older woman, and now as an adult, as an adult and then an older woman. It's like you appreciate the small things. You have those memories of, the conversations about a music or a song, a guy, a dance, or something. And when you're on a journey, like I was on every day, like you appreciate the beach, the sunshine, but it be raining, it be cold. You be driving over bridges and the wind is going crazy and it's under your vehicle and you gotta pull over and loosen up or tighten up your chains. It's just always a moving wheel. And I'm gonna wrap it up. But when life really comes at you in a way that you can't control, even though you don't want to stop and you literally want to give up, you have to keep it moving. And it'll be 3 months, I think, and just a few short days of my anniversary of being on YouTube. So I'm very, very proud of myself because I'm very shy and I typically do not like to share any of my personal life. But the journey that I took and the things that I've learned about myself just lets me know that it's not mine to share, but it's for me to share with others. So I hope you enjoy some of the conversations that I'm going to have. I'd like to get some more suggestions about some things, but I'll get off now so I can go ahead and get my last cry out. But thanks for listening, and just remember, even though you don't think it's possible, you literally still have to just keep on moving each and every day. So I hope you're having a happy mental health day, and have a good night. Sad.